Hello, everyone. My name is Edgar Salmingo, and I'm a good friend of Andre Nickdow, and he had asked me to actually present for you all three quick and easy things that I would think would be a resource or would be a fun thing to do with iPads with your students for the elementary level. And just to give you a bit of background, I worked with Andre at Cantwell Sacred Heart of Mary as the Director of Educational Technology. I myself am a doctoral student in educational technology at Pepperdine University, and these are some of the tools that a lot of educators, both elementary and secondary, really promote, really enjoy. And Andre asked if I could just demo it for you, three quick and easy tools that I think would be very fun for you all and would like to use in the classroom. So the three things I'm going to demo for you today are Nearpod, Explain Everything, and he also asked me to do something about Schoology. So I'm going to first start off with Nearpod, and Nearpod is one of those things that for a lot of teachers, they are when you give them the iPad, they're kind of nervous and hesitant to add technology to the classroom. So I love using Nearpod because it adds the technology, the iPad component to the classroom, but it doesn't make you learn anything particularly new. You could use some of your old material, some of your old content, or you could just download free content and use it, and it seems like you're a master at technology. So what you're looking at, this is my computer, but on the left side over here, this is actually this is just a Chrome window, Google Chrome. And on the right side, you see an iPad. So what I'm going to show you, what Nearpod is, just as a quick and easy explanation, is Nearpod allows you to do presentations on your iPad, and it appears in all the students' iPads. And what's great about it is that even if a student's or your school has just okay Wi-Fi, not the fastest Wi-Fi, you could still make everybody look at the PowerPoint that you're presenting on your iPad. So how it works is that when you're swiping on your iPad, it swipes on everybody's iPads, and I'll demo that for you today. So here on the left side, this is nearpod.com, and what you'd want to do right here in the middle, if you haven't done so already, you could create your own free account. So you can first name, last name, email, password, or you can use your, I believe your school has Google Apps already, so you could sign up with your Google accounts, and you could be up and running right away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just log in with my login, and for you, you can just click create, and you'll be at the same page I am. So I'm going to log in with my Nearpod account, and let me show you what that looks like. And you're presented with these 5 choices, whether you're on an iPad, whether you're on your computer, you get these same 5 choices. This one, My Library, it is a menu item that shows you where all your presentations are. Store is where you can download free presentations that are already created for you and you don't have to start from scratch. Join, you could join a presentation. Create, you could create a new presentation from scratch or from your PowerPoints. And reports, what happens is that what Nearpod allows you to do is not only does it allow you to present PowerPoints onto everybody's iPads, but now I'm going to add some interactive pieces. You could do a quiz that everybody does at the same time. You could add a video. You can make kids draw the answer to something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from, say for example, I'm completely confused about Nearpod. I want to get started. So I'm going to show you this one option called Store, which I love. Store is a location where already created Nearpod presentations are available to you. Some are free, some are paid, some are on sale for back to school. But for a lot of interesting presentations, you can go to the free ones. So right here in the middle, you see here top free, and I can view more. So let's see some of the things that are free. And some of these may apply to something that you're teaching. Again, a lot of these are for elementary school. So like what is a paragraph, distributed property, adjectives, things like that. So say for example, I want to do a presentation on on basic fractions. So that's a common elementary school topic. What I can do is I can click here where it says free. And what it allows me to do is I can see what the presentation is about. It tells me how old how age appropriate this presentation is. I can preview what the presentation looks like. I can see that it has a poll. I can see that it has these presentations, these slides, and I say, you know what, I want to present this presentation. So here in the bottom, it says it says free. I'm going to click on it. I'll give it a few seconds to download. Now it says download it. So now I own this presentation. So one of the buttons up here says My Library. And I have a whole bunch of presentations. But the one that we just downloaded is right here, Basic Fractions. So again, this is me on my computer. And here, this is an iPad or a student iPad. So if I go here to Basic Fractions, I'm going to click on it. Again, I could preview it, so I could see it. But instead of download now, because I'm in My Library, there's an option here that says Live Session. I'm going to click on it. And what it gives me is a pin number. So here it says to share this pin with your audience. So what you do now, again, I'm on my computer. You can also do the same thing on your iPad. It's just to share this pin with your audience. And what your audience, your students, if you're doing a presentation to other adults, is they can put this pin number on their iPad and they're going to view the same presentation that you're giving. For the free version, you have up to 30. I think they might have upgraded it to 40, but you have up to 40 people can log into the same presentation that you're doing. So I'm going to go onto my iPad, which is here on the right side, and I'm going to click on my Nearpod app. And this is what it looks like for someone that first logs into Nearpod. The great thing about this is that, once you get into using the iPads in the classroom, you notice that when you use a lot of different resources and apps, there's so many accounts that students and parents have to create. The great thing about Nearpod is that you don't have to create a new account. So on the right side here, in the bottom right corner of my iPad, it says join a session. So I'm going to enter the pin number that I see that you're going to give to your students. So say everybody in your class, put the following pin number in your iPad. I'm going to type it in. And what it does now is it's going to download the presentation. So what's great about this is that you're going to give it about a minute or so. And what this allows you to do is that it doesn't stream the presentation. What it does is download the PowerPoint onto the students' iPads. Again, it takes about a minute or two, but now everybody has it on their iPads. So now this is how this works. So on the left side, this is your computer, or this is your iPad. On the right side, this is a student. So when I swipe, again, it swipes on everybody's iPad. So I can see here on my top left corner, I can see how many students are enrolled in my class. It shows the pin number. Again, if anybody gets lost or get confused, you can always tell them the pin number. It's at the top of your iPad or computer. And again, you could swipe or you go to the next slide. And on the iPad, it changes slide as well. The very first thing for every sorry about that. The very first slide that they always ask you to do is to sign in. So I'm going to sign in. You don't need a student ID. And you could send it. And again, if you have 10, 20, 30 kids in your class, everybody's going to sign in. And as a teacher, you get to see everybody that signs in. So we only have one person, me, that's doing this, so you could see Edgar is on there. And when you see everybody signed in, that's when you could swipe. Again, you can't see this, but on the student perspective, it says here, thank you, but they can't move, they can't go to the next slide, they can't do anything. Everything goes upon the teacher's moving. So when the teacher says next slide, that's when it moves on everybody else's iPad. So as I slide here, as I slide to the next slide, everything moves as I move. Remember I told you the first thing was a poll. So for a student, they see this on the right. It says, can you explain what a fraction is? This is a great way of seeing what the prior knowledge is of a student. Do they already know what something is? Can you gauge how fast or how slow you have to teach? So maybe I'm not sure what a fraction is, so I'm going to submit this. And as a teacher, again, here on the left side, again, the right side is the student, and on the left side, I can see what the whole class answers. So here on the left side, I can see every student. I can see what they answered. And percentage-wise, I can see where the class is at. Again, I'm the only person in the class, so it says 100% is not sure what a fraction is. So I'll move on. And I say, like, I present the fractions and this and that. And again, it swipes on everybody's iPad. So on 20 students' iPads, everybody's looking at the same presentation. So what's great about that also is that everybody is on the same presentation. They can't get distracted. They can't move on. As a teacher, you're probably saying, what happens if a student leaves the presentation? What if they go to a different application? What if they're playing a game? So let's play devil's advocate. On my student iPad, I'm bored. I don't like the teacher. I'm going to go do something else. So I'm going to exit on the iPad and do something else. On my teacher side, again, you can do this on the iPad as well. You see your whole class here in this top left corner. It used to be green, but now you notice that it's turned red. So every student that's not on your presentation, if they sign in, they get a red dot next to them to see if they're not in the presentation. So now I could say, hey Edgar, I noticed that you're not on the presentation, or I can give, an appropriate punishment, a detention, something. And I could say, hey Edgar, log back in. And once they log back in, you'll notice that it's now turned green. So it's another way to get the students all on the iPads doing the exact same thing and not get them in trouble. Andre's done something similar to this, so if you have any questions, you can ask Andre as well. So again, I could swipe. Again, it swipes on everybody's iPad like so. Another thing that you could add to your Nearpod presentations is video, which is great because students are learning a lot through video now these days. So what you could do is I could swipe across, and it plays a video on everybody's iPad. So on my left side, you'll notice that it shows the video that the kids are watching, and all the kids on all their iPads can watch the same video. What's great about this too is that the kids can watch the video at their own pace. They could press play, they could fast forward. If they didn't get it, they could rewind backwards to the video. But all the students get to watch the video on their own iPad, which is very powerful. I mean, I know I'm used to seeing one video in front of the screen or wheeling out a TV in front of the class to play a video, but now they all get their own iPads. They can watch their own videos on their own screens. So that's a quick and easy thing about Nearpod that I wanted to show you today, and it's very, very, very cool. I think you guys will find a lot of value in it. So say for example you want to start from scratch. So let's start here. So I'm going to exit out of this presentation. I'm going to click on this little arrow in the top left corner, and it says I can leave this presentation. And again, I'm here in my library, and let's just say you want to create your own, or even better, you already have a PowerPoint presentation you want to use. So you can go into PowerPoint, you can create a PowerPoint like you normally do, or use one that you've already created. I'm going to go to the main menu, which is here in the top left corner. And again, one of the options here is to create. And what I can do is I could click on create, and here you'll see all the ones I've already created before. And what I'm going to demo for you today is what if I use an existing PowerPoint. So I'm going to click here where it says new presentation in the top left corner. And it gives you this default presentation. You have to have like a beginning slide and an ending slide that says thank you. But what I want to do is I want to add my own PowerPoint that I've already created. So I'm going to click here in the top left corner where it says add. And I'm going to add my content, which is here on the leftmost button. And I'm going to add a slide, or PDF, or PowerPoint, or zip file, files that you already have. And here it says image, and I know it's funny that it's an image, but PowerPoints essentially are an image, so I'm going to click on image. And you could browse from Google Images, or your Dropbox, or your Google Drive. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to browse the files on my own computer. And I teach biology, so I'm going to just upload a biology PowerPoint that I've already created. I've used this for many years. I've never used Nearpod before, but I'm just going to use it with a PowerPoint that I've already created. So I'll click here. You'll give it some time, and it uploads your content. And now what it's going to do is going to format it for Nearpod. After a few moments, you'll see that all the slides from my PowerPoint have been perfectly uploaded into Nearpod. Now, what you can do also is that maybe there's things that you like or you don't like. Maybe this particular slide you don't need anymore. I could delete it. So you can delete slides. I could reorder slides, so I can click and drag to put it in the order that I like. And as of right now, I have a Nearpod presentation. Now, where the power of Nearpod presentations are, as I mentioned earlier, is I could throw in some interactive stuff. So even though this is a PowerPoint that I've done before, it's not very interactive. It's just a very passive way of learning. I just give you the information. But what if I want to add cool stuff? What if I want to add a poll? What if I want to have the kids draw something? Well, here again, I'll click on this add button. And the rightmost button is the one that you're going to like, which is add activity. So here are the fun things that you could add. You could ask an open-ended question. You could ask a poll. You could do a quiz, or you could have them draw an answer to something. So I'm going to show you the fun one, draw. And you could do an instruction. So say, for example, again, this is a biology lesson. What if I said, draw a cell? Or draw an animal cell? Or draw an animal cell? And I'll click here where it says save. And by default, what it does is it sticks this at the end of my presentation. Here it is, draw an animal cell. You can see it right here. And let's just say I want to stick this all the way to the top of or the beginning of my presentation. And when you're done, I have this presentation just the way I want it. As you go all the way down, there's a button that says publish. And when I do publish, it finalizes my Nearpod presentation. And I give it a title. Let's just call it title. You give it a grade. You give it a subject. You click done. Oops. Untitled presentation, bio membrane. And it says, are you sure you want to publish it? Yes, I want to publish it. And just like when you upload it, you're going to give it a few minutes. You can see in the bottom right corner it's processing. You could do this also on your iPad. I highly recommend using it on a computer. And when it's done, it says here, published. And now it's just like what we did with our basic fractions presentation. I can click on it. I can click open. Oh, sorry. I can go back to my main menu. And now I'm ready to present the presentation that I just uploaded that I've already had. So I'll go to my library. And you can click on this. And instead of, again, download, here it says live session. And again, I have a PIN number that I can tell all the students, hey, everybody log into this PIN number. I'm going to go into my iPad again. Again, pretend I'm a student. And I'm going to join the session. I'm going to enter the PIN number. Again, it's going to take a couple minutes to download. By the power of video technology, I've already downloaded the Nearpod presentation. And now, again, an I swipe, it swipes on the student's iPad. I type in my name to log in. I wait for all the students to log in. I swipe. Again, it swipes on their iPad. And the great thing about this, again, is that everything moves to the teachers. It's up to the teacher's control on everybody else's iPad. And then to show you that drawing thing, this is very cool, and it's the last thing I'll show you, is that on the student iPad, they get to draw. And this is awesome, especially for the elementary school level, because you want to check for understanding. So for me and my PowerPoint presentations, after every 2 slides or 1 slide, I want to follow up and make sure they could reflect, and I want to prove that they know what I just taught them. So a student can use their iPad. They can draw whatever they want. They can draw a cell. They can draw some organelles, maybe a nucleus, stuff like that. And when they click on send, and it says confirm that they want to send, the teacher here on the left side, they get the student's drawing. And not only just my drawing, I'm the only student here, but you get every student's drawing, and you could scan to see, do the students really understand what I'm presenting? And right then and there, within the presentation, you can see if the kids are understanding what you're teaching. And this is very powerful. It's a powerful tool to inform the teachers on should you slow down or speed up your instruction. And there I could see Edgar's beautiful presentation. I could also share this beautiful drawing to everybody else's iPads. And you can see on the iPad, here's one I want to demo, here's one I want to show off to everybody else in the class. So that's how powerful Nearpod is. And if I go all the way back to the presentation, the last piece I wanted to show you was here. It says reports. And here in reports, you can see everybody's submissions in your class. So, this one that I just did, this entire presentation, I can always go back and see every student's participation. I could see what they submitted, things that they drew, things like that. I could always go back in time and see everything that the students have done. And you get these reports, these beautiful reports, and you could use these for grading or informing yourself on how to teach. Everything that you do is stored on nearpod.com. Again, that's a very quick and easy explanation of Nearpod. I wish I could go more in depth. And again, it's just a quick and easy thing. Again, Andre is more than equipped to help you all out, but he told me to pause the video or to stop you to have some time to play with this. So I would suggest, make some time, maybe 15, 20 minutes, or as long as Andre lets you. do two things. Either one, download a Nearpod presentation that is free that you could actually use. And again, it's already self-created, so you don't have to do any work. Or try uploading or try using a presentation that you've already created before. Maybe you already have a PowerPoint, and maybe add a video, maybe add a poll, or maybe add a quiz or a drawing in the middle of your presentation. So I wanted you to take some time right now. Hope you enjoyed this presentation and take some time to play with it. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next presentation.